What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sit Down, an Organized Crime podcast. This is our YouTube channel. Make sure if you're new around here, you hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be putting all sorts of content out on here. I've already put a little bit of content out already throughout my live shows, which I've done our podcast every week. We have a podcast that goes out on iTunes, Spotify, Google Pods every Wednesday. So make sure you check that out. You can get that, or you could just listen to it on our YouTube channel if you're not able to access that. But if you do, make sure you go subscribe over on one of the podcast platforms. I'm also, as my subscriber base rises, the thing about the subscriber base on YouTube is I don't use YouTube up until about 2 weeks ago. I have just my platform on iTunes and Twitter and all these different places. But YouTube, I have a sports betting channel. It's got about 5,000 subscribers, but I don't have a YouTube channel for my show. So I started kind of moving around, doing some things, and I wanted to do live shows. I wanted to do Q&As, which, I've done on Fat Bald Sicilian show. And by the way, shout out to those guys, Fat Bald Sicilian, Cane Shades, Mob Rats, all these guys that are doing the channels. They do a little different than I do it, but shout out to those guys. They all have a kind of an avenue in the business, and I shout them out. So I kind of want to welcome you all to my channel. I'm really not going to be on here long today. I just wanted to jump on. I was actually going to jump on Sicilian's channel and say a few words, but it looks like he signed off. So I felt like, well, you know what? I was going to leave around 3. It's 2:50, so I got to let my hair kind of mold before I leave, as they say. When you put gel in your hair, you've got to make sure you let it sit for a second. We've got some live commenters in here. I want to say hello, Carlos. What's up? Beantown, Church, Eka. Shout out to you guys. As I said, not going to be on here too long, but what I ask you to do, and I urge you to do, please subscribe. Please tell your friends. I kind of wish I would have did the YouTube channel a little bit different. I have another channel that I said that I do sports betting content on, which I don't use that much. So I felt like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll just kind of switch that over. But I said, you know what? Maybe I'll use that again. So I went ahead and just got a channel for this one. So there you go. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to try to do some live stuff. And it's not going to be these going back and forth videos. That's not my game. My game is to talk about the mafia and mobsters and drug gangs. And what I'm going to do next week, probably Tuesday, I'm actually out of town tonight. And then tomorrow I got to go up to New York for some things. But on Tuesday, I'm going to put out a video on Dark Low and the OBH, the original Block Hustlers. I want to do a video on that group. They've been in the news a lot recently in Philadelphia with some sentencing hearings. One of the individuals separate to the indictment involving OBH was an individual called Dark Low. He was arrested and convicted and now sentenced for witness tampering. So I want to kind of go into that, what the reason was for the 7.5-year sentence, which, look, for a witness tampering, that's very long. We have to just know, though, the history of witness intimidation in Philadelphia, and I think that's important to talk about. So on Tuesday, I'm going to put a video out about that, and really just put video out about the mob and drug gangs and drug traffickers, and really just keep you updated. I'd obviously love to get to the level where I have on kind of my other channel where we get 400 or 500 people in here, and we're just talking about live questions and that kind of thing. So I'm looking forward to that. Church Ave says, I like Jeff the most of all. He seems to have integrity from everyone. Well, listen, you're not going to always have everyone like you. And one thing I've learned, I've seen it all in this business on YouTube. I've seen the guys that kind of take sides and the guys that kind of get everyone against them. And you'll see a couple guys pop up that are generally those people. They just create profiles. So, yeah, I'm not here to set the record straight on anybody. But I will say this. I got nothing to hide. For these people that say that I, copy it, I mean, it's just nonsense. But yeah, you'll get actual knowledge on this channel. And I'll tell you what, if we've got any questions, I know we don't have a ton of people in here. I don't have a ton of subs right now. So as we build that up, which, I'm close to 200 subscribers in about a week. So pretty happy with that. So I'm going to keep trying to push this out. It's not my main kind of channel to put information out, but definitely make sure if you enjoy my show, The Sit Down, check out this as well, because this will be what I use for kind of smaller gangsters, guys that weren't necessarily as high up or don't have as good of stories or deep of stories. So make sure you check that out. I want to give a couple shout outs to people in the business that I would highly recommend you check out. I try to, anytime I find people I respect, I'd like to give them shout outs. Make sure you check out a friend of mine, OC Shorts. He's a terrific guy on the internet, on YouTube. He's from England, and he has got really good information on the mob. He's one of these people that obviously puts a lot of time into his videos and getting the right information. He has a lot of fresh info, which I think is great. I know he put a video out recently on Fat Tony Salerno and some of his comments about the commission, which we actually highlighted in our show last week about Tony Salerno. So I'm happy that he was able to put that stuff out as well, because he kind of went in a little bit deeper into it as well. When you're doing an hour and a half show, you can't necessarily totally delve into every single document and every single indictment, but he did a nice job at doing that. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, I got to get off here. I've got to get out of here. I'm going down to Philly. I'm going to spend the night there, see a friend of mine. We're actually going to Villa de Roma for dinner. If you've ever seen The Irishman, Villa de Roma is in that film. It's great restaurant, got great food. I'm really looking forward to it. Haven't seen my friend in a while, so looking forward to seeing what's up with him. And then tomorrow I got to head up to New York. I got to get on a train at 9:30, and I got some business to attend to in my professional life, if you will. How come I haven't found the Tony Salerno show? I haven't put it up on YouTube yet. It's actually on my podcast landing page. If you have iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Eka, just go to Google and type in the sit down, Jeff Nadu, my last name, and you'll find it. Jeff, you should do a story on Malaysia from Montenegro. We've got front page New York Times people, literally, and they're high profile globally. Yeah, Montenegrin mafia, the Albanians, Serbians, all sorts of groups over in the Balkans. As many of you know, I am Albanian, so I know all about that. So yes, we will down the road touch on the Rudai organization and all sorts of other groups as well. So yeah, the thing about the show, the thing about doing a show weekly is when you talk about a set person or group, it's just that week. And we only do one show a week. So it takes time to get to people. So, we'll get to everybody. Beantown says, Carlos Munoz, you're a good moderator. I might have to pass one on to Carlos. He's a great guy. I don't necessarily need moderators just because I guess I'm not one of these people that really cares. I don't really care what people say about me in chats. I've heard it all. I have a huge head. I'm short. I'm not really that short, though. I'm 5'9". I guess in the scheme of things, I'm short. I'm really not fat anymore. There's really not a ton you can say, I guess, but I've heard it all. You're ugly. You look stupid. Your hair sucks. I've heard it all. So I don't really care much. I think it's funny. I get a kick out of it. Earl Galvin says, talk about Anthony Shea and the No Name Gang from Boston. We will. We're actually going to do a little bit of bank robbery stuff. We're going to talk about John Dillinger. We're going to talk about, obviously, Bonnie and Clyde. We're going to talk about Anthony Shea and groups up in Charlestown. And we're also going to get into the Escape from Alcatraz, which is one of the great films about prison that you'll ever see. Clint Eastwood, just a legend. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So we're going to delve into all of it, and I look forward to it. Fat Bald Alan says, hello from England. Well, shout out to you, Alan. Welcome in, mate. Nice to see you. Getting all sorts of texts. I know you're a good dude. It can't hurt. No. Listen, guys, when you're I'm not high profile, but when you're as out there as me, and that's the great thing about my family as well. My mother, father, my sister, my brother, we're all pretty no nonsense. We don't really care. My sister has stuff said about her on the line all the time. We don't care. We laugh about it at family dinners and stuff when we have them. And, my parents are pretty out there in the community doing stuff. So, they have their life. I have mine. And, one of my biggest regrets in my sports business and in all this stuff is, it kind of seeps in sometime to your family. And that's one of the reasons I don't have a public Instagram. I don't have a public Facebook. I kind of just do Twitter, at least publicly, my business life, just because I don't really want to seep that in. I have a personal life, and I don't, to be honest, put it out there much. A lot of people think I just stay at home and, I do with what I enjoy. I enjoy making money. I want to have the ability to do so. I enjoy, kind of learning about the mafia. It's funny because my hobbies now are pretty low level, right? I mean, I do my show. I read a lot. I love books. I'm all about knowledge. I want to share a book that I really like. Actually, I've completely finished it, and I'd highly recommend it if you enjoy, crime and prison and things of that nature. This book right here, Blood on the Razor Wire. It's by a guy called Chad Marks. I actually did an interview with him that I'm going to put out really soon. It's a really great book. It's not about the mafia, but it's a book I finished and I really enjoy. It's about his journey through the federal prison system. He was hit with a 40-year sentence in his early 20s for a nonviolent drug offense, and he went to Big Sandy, which is one of the most violent federal prisons in the country. He went to USP Lee, he went to Tucson, he went to all sorts of other places, and he talks about his life. And he recently got out of prison last year after 18 years, and it's particularly good, and I highly urge you to check it out if you enjoy prison. He has a YouTube channel as well. It's called Blood on the Razor Wire if you ever want to check it out. Great shout out, great guy. There's some great books. TJ English, George Anastasia. Though George Anastasia has written one book I don't particularly like, but Blood and Honor, Goodfellas Tapes, Last Gangster, all very good. Obviously, Selwyn Rab, Five Families, terrific book. Really, if you're talking about this genre, it's very important. A book I'm actually reading right now, Wiretap. It's about the conversations that the FBI picked up by the mafia over the years. It's really interesting. I've got all sorts of books that I enjoy. So obviously Homicide, Life on the Killing Streets is terrific, all that sort of thing. So we're also going to do, I think, with the show, we're going to do some delves into, television, Sopranos, The Wire. Most of these shows are based on real individuals. We want to talk about that as well. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for checking this out. I didn't really intend for this to be live and really kind of go into a 10-minute soliloquy, but I figured this can't hurt. You get to know me a little bit, and I'll do a show down the road about my life and kind of what I've been up to and how I kind of get into all this stuff. I will say stay tuned as well. I am going to do interviews. I'm going to try to do interviews with all sorts of people and not just informants, FBI agents, actors, all sorts of different individuals. So, I'm kind of on another kind of not level, but like I do different things than some of the other channels that I interact with. Like, I know Cecilia, and that's one of the reasons I really respect him. He's a guy that, we have a lot in common, and we love talking about the mafia, and he actually knows a great amount about it, and we have great conversations. So I'm sure we'll continue with that stuff as well. I noticed no hair comments today, by the way. I guess I hit it on you a little bit. I threw a little wrench in it. So I told you guys, my hair is real. I promise. I just am generally lounging around my house, and I don't feel like putting gel in it. So I don't. So yeah, that's the hair stuff. So if you have Twitter, I urge you to check me out. The Sit Down 7. You can interact with me. You can direct message me there if you want to get in touch. I urge you, if you're in this realm, you should definitely have a Twitter account. But please tell your friends about my show. Tell them about the Sit Down Twitter and YouTube and everything. So Fat Bald Alien says Jeff definitely has his own hair. Confirmed. Yes. And look, he is an alien. How about that? All right, guys, I've got to get out of here. I've got to go down to Philly. I treated myself tonight. I'm gonna stay as usual in a suite at the Philly Live. As I said, go out and have a nice dinner tonight. So shout out to you guys. Also, if you enjoy sports betting, check me out tomorrow. I will be on the Pick Central sports betting show on Barstool Sports. We'll be up live in New York. So if you want to jump on, I've got some things to hash out. But then I'm sure we'll be talking college football, the NFL, everything that's going on in the sports betting world that in sports. So check that out. You can check it out on the Pick Central YouTube account or on Barstool Sports. So check that out tomorrow at noon Eastern. I'm out. You all have a great day. Catch you later.